Hey everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today I'm just going to show you real quick how to stencil a drop shadow. A lot of you have asked how I do this, and this is just a little shortcut to doing it. When you're in a hurry, you can also line it with a paintbrush and a liner, but sometimes you want to just do it in a quick, simple way, and this is how I do it. So I've got my stencil, and this is just some watercolor paper. It's just what I'm using for this example. You can stencil on whatever you happen to be stenciling on, that's fine. I'm going to use a makeup wedge today, and I'm going to use two because I'm going to have two different colors. So the first thing you want to do is secure your stencil down. So I'll just do it right in the middle here. And we're going to just get some tape. Tape this down real quick. And the first color that you want to stencil is your shadow color, okay? So first thing you do is stencil your shadow color. So I'm just going to put this on here. Let me actually fold this over. I'm just folding it so it's easier to get off. Okay, so once you have your stencil secured, then you got your two colors. Now my shadow color in this case is going to be black, and then my base color, my normal color is going to be gray. And that's just for this demonstration, just so that you can see it hopefully clearly. So we're going to start with some black. I'm just going to load our sponge as normal and offload. Make sure you offload enough. It's not a big deal for this demonstration, but normally you would offload a lot so that you don't have any bleed. And then you just want to stencil normal, okay? So just go ahead and stencil your whole word on there using your shadow color. And your shadow can be lighter or darker, that's up to you. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be darker. It can be lighter. So just go ahead and get your word on there. And stenciling on paper, guys, is real easy to do. You rarely get bleed. It's super easy, dries fast. It's very nice for making cards and stuff. So if you've never tried stenciling on paper, you should give it a shot. Okay, so once you get that color on there, then you're going to go ahead and pull off your stencil. All right, so there's our stencil. And I'm going to set this up here for just a second so I can clean this. And I'm just going to use a wipe. And just wipe this off real quick. You don't want the paint color that was already on there getting on it, you know, from your sponge. So just make sure you clean it front and back. Usually I'll use a microfiber cloth that's just wet, but I don't have one right now handy, so I'm just gonna use this wipe. And then once you clean it front and back, just dry it off with a microfiber or something. Can't get under it. That's what happens when you don't have fingernails. And you don't have to do a super good job of cleaning it for this. Just make sure that, you know, there's no wet paint around there or anything. Okay, and then make sure your surface is dry before you continue on to your next step. So I'm gonna make sure that's dry. It should be, because the paper dries super fast. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna line it back up. Okay, and in this case, because I want the shadow to be under and to the right, I'm going to move my stencil up and to the left. Okay, so you hold it completely even on there, and you go straight up just a little bit, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch or so, and then left. Okay, and you can see the outline, and that will tell you how large your drop shadow is going to be. So if you don't want it quite that big, go a little smaller. It's up to you how big you want it, okay? And then you're gonna tape it into place. Helps if you don't put your tape together so you can actually use it twice. And just make sure it's secure. And just double check and make sure everything looks about the right size that you want. All right, now you're gonna get your paint. In this case, we're just gonna use some gray. And you're gonna go right on top of the other color. Now, whatever color that you decide to use for your top color, you just need to make sure that it will cover your bottom color. So if you are using a very dark color like I did for that drop shadow, just make sure that whatever you're using is nice and opaque and it can handle it and cover that. Because sometimes, you know, your colors just can't. They're just not opaque enough and it's not gonna work. And in that case, you might wanna just try a lighter color for your drop shadow. Well, this is still just a little bit wet, so I'm picking up a little bit of that dark color, but that's all right for this demonstration. Okay, and you just completely cover everything. Make sure it's good and covered. All right, it looks good. Set that aside. Make sure my fingers are clean. And just pull that off. All right, and now you have a drop shadow. And that's how you do it. It's very simple, easy way to get a drop shadow, and it'll save you lots of time. So let me make sure you can see that. I'll just pull it up here real quick. It's nice and sharp. Okay, see how that works? You guys take care and you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time with another quick tip. Okay, bye-bye.